I'm standing here with the representative from the American Trucking Association. They're here at Wingding to do educational for motorcycle riders on the safety tips when you're riding around tractor trailers on a highway. So I'm with the representative, and your name is?
My name is Bill Bennett. I'm a Workforce Heroes professional driver, and I'm here for the American Trucking Associations.
Excellent, Bill. Well, could you please give us a rundown here as to, from a motorcycle perspective as to the do's and don'ts when it comes to riding next to you and your brothers on the highway?
Absolutely.
Okay, go for it.
Alrighty. So we're gonna start here on the right side of the truck. This is our largest blind spot. This blind spot is 3 lanes wide. It's several truck lengths long, and we can lose an entire tractor trailer in this blind spot.
Wow.
So all these motorcycles, all these folks that are standing right here, once we get in the cab of the truck, they're going to be totally invisible.
You can't see those bikes from the truck right now, where they're parked.
You cannot see any of them at all.
Wow.
Riding in staggered formation, they're roughly in 1 lane over.
Yep.
And they're going to be totally invisible to the driver of this truck.
Damn, I never knew that.
We've done this quite a few times, and I think our record is 37 motorcycles we've put in this blind spot that are totally invisible from the driver.
And you couldn't see them?
Couldn't see a single
one
of them.
So if you're in there, the driver thinks there's nothing there, and he wants to make a turn, he'll think, I got a clear lane? Is that the idea?
That's the idea. Basically, when you're going down the road, your main focus is out front. You want to make sure that you know what's coming at you.
Right.
You can control your vehicle.
Right.
If somebody's hanging out in this blind spot, it's very easy to lose track of them after a little while. And if something were to happen out in front of me as a driver,
yep,
and I glance in that mirror and it looks clear and I need to make a quick lane change,
right.
If you're hanging out beside that truck, it's gonna cause a serious problem.
Okay.
We want to make sure, we want to get home to our families. We want to have a nice, easy ride every day, and we want to make sure that you can do the same thing at the end of the day.
Well, thank you for that. Now, tell me about the tire and the tire pressure, the risk of riding next to a tractor trailer and the tire, let's say it blows out.
Well, especially this time of year, it's getting pretty hot out. We got a lot of direct sunlight. There's 110 pounds of pressure in each one of these tires. There's 18 tires all around this vehicle. Now, if something were to happen, say there's some road debris, or maybe one of them is slowly losing pressure, it's got a nail in it,
yep,
and it blows out, this tire carcass is 70 to 80 pounds.
Wow.
So when it comes apart, it can very easily come out from underneath the truck. It can knock a motorcycle over. It can push you out of the lane. And there's lots, as you know, going down the road, there's lots of things on either side of the road that can ruin a motorcyclist's day.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I saw a tire blow out once, and I had to do a lot of dancing to get around the debris.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got a blind spot on, I guess that would be the right-hand side of the driver. Do you have something on the left that we got to be concerned about?
Absolutely. Come on over here. This is the left side of the unit, as you can see. This Goldwing right here is parked in our blind spot.
Right there?
Right there.
Holy crap, I never realized it.
As you pass the truck, we prefer that you do it on this side. This is the side that we have the easiest time keeping track of you on the entire time.
It doesn't have as much of a blind spot as the other side.
But it's still here.
So you still got one.
Yes, sir. As you come up the tractor trailer, right here around the drive tires, around the fuel tank area is where we can lose track of you.
Okay.
So make sure that you keep on moving through. Keep an eye on the mirror. If you can see the driver in the mirror, the driver can see you. But right here in this area, you're totally invisible to the driver behind the wheel.
Wow, I didn't appreciate it. I would have thought that the mirrors would have easily picked up that bike right there.
Well, there's a few things. This truck here has a total of 6 mirrors.
Okay.
But what we're doing, whenever we do these demonstrations, we cover up this spot mirror and we cover up the mirror up there on the hood. And the reason for that is because these flat mirrors are the only mirrors that are required by the DOT.
No kidding.
That's right. So whenever we do these demonstrations, we want to make sure that you're prepared for anything that you may come across as you're coming down the road.
The DOT only requires 4 mirrors, you say, or 2?
2 mirrors.
Two
flat mirrors, one on either side of the vehicle.
No shit.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay, well, I didn't know that either. What about the back? What do we got going back there?
Come on back here.
All right.
If you look alongside these trucks, a lot of them have a lot of fairings down the side, and it helps keep the air from out from underneath the truck.
Now, does that help from a mileage point of view when I see these?
Yes.
It does?
Yeah, it helps keep a lot of the air out from underneath. It reduces a lot of turbulence for the truck.
Okay.
And it helps us slide through the air a little bit better.
Okay.
When you're talking about a truck, we run several hundred miles every single day.
Yep.
I personally run over 100,000 miles a day in my professional life, or 100,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
In my professional driving career. So you're talking a tenth, 2/10 of a mile a gallon. That makes a huge difference over the course of just 1 year.
Oh, I bet.
Even a month. So any little thing that we can do to help airflow and help improve our mileage is a good thing. But even with all that coming down the truck, we still have a lot more ground clearance than your average vehicle. Right. Something as simple as this bag of tire chains, or a ladder that comes off of a service truck, a utility truck, even if something, a piece of debris that may have gotten hung up underneath the truck at some point comes off.
Yep.
We can straddle it. It's not a big problem for us.
Right.
But if you're right here,
if you're too close,
tailgating a truck, or even within a second or two, something like that comes out from underneath the truck, that is a big problem for a motorcycle.
Yeah, you're going to get smoked. I mean, we wouldn't have reactionary time, I think is your point.
Right. So whenever you are following a truck, make sure you leave plenty of distance.
Okay.
Give yourself plenty of time to react to anything that could come out from underneath this truck.
Got it.
A good rule of thumb would be 4 to 6 seconds. 6 to 8's even better yet.
Excellent. Excellent advice. Okay.
One other thing that you want to keep track of while you're back here.
Yeah.
These things are obviously very tall. This one's 13 feet 6 inches tall.
Yes. What should I know about that?
Whenever you're riding around in town, you want to make sure that you stay back, again, because I personally have a few friends that this has happened to. You stay a little bit too close because you're not moving all that fast. Next thing you know, you're running a red light. I've seen plenty of people get tickets for that.
How many times have I done that?
I've seen lots of people get tickets for that. Plus, if somebody is just watching for a green and not paying attention to what's going on, going on in the intersection, that could, that could be a bad day for you. You're on a motorcycle.
Yeah, no kidding.
You want to do your best to protect yourself.
Okay. All right. Now, is this the Mansfield bumper down here?
The ICC bumper.
You know where it came from?
No.
Well, it came from Louisiana. Basically, we're from Louisiana. You're probably way too young to remember James Mansfield. She was a blonde bombshell back in the 50s. She was down in New Orleans with her husband. They were going down this called, I think it was US 90. It was before they had this on there. They were in a convertible. And for whatever reason, the guy who was driving, her husband wasn't driving, ran right underneath the truck and it decapitated her. Decapitated James Mansfield. So that was the emphasis for putting on, which I call the Mansfield bumper, whatever you call it. That's where it came from.
Thank you for that.
You share information with me.
I appreciate that.
Now,
thank you very much.
People in my writing group, who are my age and know James Mansfield, they know the story and the highway that it happened on. In fact, we ride past it many times.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and well, have you ever seen the movie? It's not a movie; it's a TV series about crime investigators. There's this woman's been on there forever, and she is the daughter of James Mansfield. So there's a little history for you. I know you don't know who James Mansfield is.
Thank you.
We really appreciate this interview, and you're gonna be a movie star here with our chapter. I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Not a problem.
That was